I've got an AI expert with me today.
Hi, I'm Casey. Happy to break down the magic behind self-driving cars.
Okay, Casey, let's start with the basics. Cars need eyes to see the road, so how do self-driving cars see?
Great question. Self-driving cars have sensors. They're like their eyes and ears. Cameras, radar, and lidar. Cameras are like our eyes. Radar uses radio waves to see how far away things are, and lidar uses lasers for a really detailed 3D map.
Wow, that's a ton of information, but it's just raw data, right? How does the car make sense of all that? AI takes over here, right?
You got it. That's where the magic happens. The AI uses machine learning, like superpowered pattern detectors, so the car understands what it sees. It can even recognize traffic lights, stop signs, other cars, even people crossing the street, all using computer vision.
So it's not just seeing random shapes and colors. It actually understands what things are. That's incredible.
Yeah.
But knowing what things are is only part of it, right? It needs to understand how they act too.
Exactly. AI goes beyond just recognizing things. It can predict what they might do next. Imagine a pedestrian at a corner looking at their phone. The AI might look at how they're standing, where they're looking, even how fast they're walking to predict if they're about to walk into the street. This helps the car make safe decisions, not just reacting to what's already happening.
Okay, now this is getting really cool. It's like the car is developing intuition, like a human driver.
Great analogy. This ability to analyze data and predict is what makes self-driving car AI so advanced. And it's all powered by deep learning.
Deep learning. I've heard of it, but what is it? What's so special about it?
Deep learning uses something called a neural network. It's inspired by the human brain. Just like our brains connect neurons, a neural network connects different data points. The more data the network processes, the better these connections get, which means better predictions.
So you're telling me the car learns from experience, just like a human driver. That's wild. But how does it actually move? How does all this input become action?
That's where path planning and control come in. It's the AI's navigation system. Using information from the sensors and predictions about the environment, it plans the best route, goes around obstacles, and keeps a safe speed.
So it's like the car is playing chess, always thinking ahead and reacting to the board as it changes.
That's a great way to think about it. It's complex, but AI is conducting this whole orchestra of sensors, data, and decisions.
And safety has to be super important in all of this. How does AI keep self-driving cars safe?
Absolutely. Safety is the top priority. AI can see and react to danger way faster than we can. Those sensors are constantly scanning, and the AI processes that data in real time.
So it's always on high alert, watching out for anything unexpected.
Exactly. Let's say a kid runs into the street. The AI sees that, predicts where the kid is going, and hits the brakes or steers away, all in a split second.
Wow, that's amazing, like having a superpower watching over the car. What if something happens that can't be avoided? Can AI still help?
Of course. Even then, AI can analyze the situation and decide what to do to minimize the impact. For example, if a crash is about to happen, the AI might choose to hit something less dangerous or activate safety features like airbags in a smarter way.
So it's not just about avoiding accidents, but making the best choices to protect people.
Exactly. That ability to think fast and act strategically in an emergency is a major advantage of having AI in control.
This is all so fascinating. AI really is changing driving. It's amazing how much work goes into making this happen. But I feel like there's so much more to learn.
We've just scratched the surface. There's a whole world of details about how AI is used to save fuel, make traffic better, and even customize your ride.
Okay, now we're really interested. Tell me more about how AI is making self-driving cars better, safer, and more efficient.
Well, one of the most exciting things is how AI can make traffic flow better. Imagine a world without traffic jams. That's what AI could do.
Now you're speaking my language. I think we can all agree less time in traffic is a good thing. How does AI do that, though?
Think about it. Each self-driving car is collecting data all the time. Its speed, where it is traffic signals, even what other cars are doing. Then all that data is shared through the cloud, so you have a real-time view of traffic in the whole city.
So it's like a network of traffic reporters feeding information to one place.
Exactly. And the AI uses that information to find the best route for each car. It can suggest other ways to go avoid traffic jams, predict traffic patterns, and even coordinate how cars move to keep things running smoothly.
Like a personal air traffic controller for your car, getting you where you need to go as fast as possible.
That's a great way to put it. And when you have thousands of cars talking to each other, you can really cut down on traffic.
So we get smoother commutes, and I'm guessing better gas mileage too.
Absolutely. By planning the best routes and avoiding unnecessary braking and speeding up self-driving cars, use way less gas.
That's good for our wallets and good for the environment.
Exactly. And AI can even look at how you drive and suggest ways to save even more fuel.
So the car's always learning and adapting not just to the roads, but to how I drive.
Precisely. It's all about making driving seamless and personal. And speaking of personal, there's another cool thing AI can do.
Okay, now I'm really curious. Tell me more about how AI can personalize the experience in a self-driving car.
Imagine this. You get in your car and it automatically adjusts your seat, the temperature, the music, all to your liking. It knows where you usually go and suggests different routes or times to avoid traffic. It can even remind you to pick up things like groceries or dry cleaning on your way home.
That's incredible, like having a personal assistant who's also an amazing driver.
Exactly. And as AI gets even better, the possibilities for personalization are endless. Your car could know your favorite coffee shop and have your order ready when you get there. It could even recommend new restaurants or events you might like.
So the car isn't just a car anymore. It's like a companion taking care of things and making your life better.
That's a great way to put it. AI is blending transportation convenience and entertainment all into one personalized experience.
This is all so fascinating. It really makes you think about a future where transportation is safer, more efficient, and also more fun and tailored to what we want.
Exactly. And we're just getting started. AI is always evolving and pushing the limits. It's an exciting time to see this technology unfold.
I agree. Okay, so we've talked about how AI is making self-driving cars safer, smoother, and more personalized. But I know there are some worries about this technology. What are some of the biggest things researchers are working on to make sure self-driving cars are ready for the real world?
Great question. You're right, there are still some challenges. One of the biggest is making sure these AI systems are tough and reliable in all kinds of situations.
What do you mean by tough and reliable?
Think about all the unpredictable things that happen on the road. Bad weather, unexpected obstacles, other drivers doing crazy things.
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of things to think about.
Exactly. Researchers are working hard to make sure the AI can handle these things and make good decisions no matter what. This means training it with tons of data, testing it in different environments, and constantly improving the algorithms.
So it's about expecting the unexpected and preparing the AI for anything.
Exactly. And it's not just about making the AI systems smarter. It's about making them easier to understand, too.
That's interesting. Why is it important to be able to understand how the AI works?
Well, as AI gets more complicated, it can be hard to figure out how it makes decisions. That can make people not trust it.
I see what you mean. If we're going to trust our lives to these cars, we want to know what they're thinking, right?
Exactly. Researchers are trying to make AI decisions more transparent so we can understand what goes into each choice. This could mean creating visuals of how the AI is thinking so we can see the factors it's considering.
That makes sense. It's all about building trust and confidence.
Precisely. And that trust is key for self-driving cars to become widely accepted.
This has been a really eye-opening conversation. You've helped me understand so much about AI and how it's changing the future of driving.
I'm glad I could help. It's exciting to see how this technology keeps growing and changing our world.
Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear your thoughts on one more thing. We've focused on the technical side of AI, but what about the human side? How do you see self-driving cars changing our relationship with driving and how we experience the world?
That's a great question, I think. That's a great question. I think self-driving cars could really change how we think about transportation. Imagine commuting becomes a time to relax, catch up on work, or even read a book. We wouldn't have to focus on the road, and we could enjoy the world around us in new ways.
That's an interesting thought. It's like getting back lost time and using it to do something fun or useful.
Exactly. And it's not just about what we do in the car. Self-driving cars could change our cities too. Less traffic could mean our streets become more pedestrian-friendly, with more room for parks, bike lanes, and places to hang out.
It sounds like a much better future for everyone. But even with all these benefits, I bet there are some challenges as we start seeing more self-driving cars on the road.
You're right. With any new technology, things take time to adjust. One big challenge will be making sure self-driving cars work safely and smoothly. With everything else, we have roads, human drivers, and so on.
So it's not just about the technology itself, but about making sure everything around it works too.
Exactly. We need to think about things like updating traffic windows, figuring out how self-driving cars and human drivers can communicate, and teaching people how to be safe around these new cars.
It's like creating a whole new set of rules for the road, a new way of driving that everyone needs to learn.
That's a great way to put it. And it's going to take governments, industry leaders, and everyday people working together to make this change happen smoothly.
It sounds like there's a lot to do, but also a lot of potential for great things to happen.
Absolutely. Self-driving cars won't be everywhere overnight, but it's a really exciting journey with the potential to make our world a better place.
This has been a really amazing deep dive. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us today, Casey. You've given me a lot to think about.
It was my pleasure. And remember, the future of driving is up to all of us. If we embrace this technology responsibly and talk about what it means for all of us, we can make sure self-driving cars make life better for everyone.
Well said. And to our listener, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into self-driving cars and the AI that makes them go. We hope you learned something new and maybe had your mind blown a little bit.